Let's answer example number 2. Please follow as I read. Working alone, pump A can fill a tank in 4 hours, while pump B, a second pump, can fill the same tank in 12 hours. As you can see here, we have 2 workers. We have pump A and pump B. A can fill up the tank in 4 hours, while B alone can fill up the tank in 12 hours. Now, the question is, if they work together, how long can they fill the empty tank? Now, let's try to visualize the problem by showing you this figure. So, we have a tank here, and we have pumps A and B. Now, familiar ba kayo kung ano itsura ng water tank? Now, you might see this sa bahay ninyo. It's a galvanized cylinder usually seen beside pump wells. So, notice kung minsan, beside this tank, meron kang makikitang pump usually colored blue. Now, in this problem, we have 2 pumps. We have pump A and pump B infusing water, trying to fill this tank with water. Now, I hope na-visualize nyo na yung problem. Now, of course, this is just theoretical. Usually, we only need 1 pump to fill an empty tank. Now, let's continue answering the problem. As we said earlier, we have to get the rate first. Establish gaano kabilis mag-pump in ng water sa tank yung 2 pumps. And how do you get that? It's using the formula work over time. And maybe we can check kung anong units. Ano ba ang work to be done? We know the time, of course, it's measured in hours. Pero ano ba yung kailangan nilang i-accomplish? It's to fill this tank. Maybe we can use the units tank per hour as our rate. And let's try to do that. Let's plug in the units for the rate so that we can check later. It's measured in tank per hour. And then the time, of course, is measured in hour. So, as you will use later, we know that rate times time is equal to the work done. So, multiplying these units, we will be able to cancel yung hours and end up with tank, which is the correct unit for the work to be done. Let's complete this table. We have 2 workers here. We have pumps A and B. Now, getting the rate, we need to read the problem again. Pump A can fill a tank in 4 hours. So, what is the rate of pump A? Diba? Measured siya using the unit tank per hour. Ilang tanks ba ang dapat nilang i-fill? Diba isa lang? So, the value of the rate of pump A is 1 tank per how many hours? 4 hours. Looking at the given for pump B, we have 1 tank. Dapat kaya niyang punuin in how many hours? In 12 hours. Observing, pump A is a faster or a more powerful pump compared to pump B because in just 4 hours, mapupuno na niya yung tank, while B takes 12 hours pa. Continuing, ang tanong is, if they work together, now we are looking for the time which can be the variable x. So let me write here, they worked together and they started together. Therefore, we opened them at the same time. By the time they filled the tank, pareho po ang working hours ni pump A and pump B. Hence, they can be both represented as x. Now, completing the table, we know that work is rate times time. So, we simply multiply these 2 values. We have 1/4 times x, 1/12 times x. This now will represent the work done by pump A and the work done by pump B. Now, of course, we have 2 workers here, hence the general formula, the total work done, and since they are helping each other, we add their work. So, we have work done by pump A plus the work done by pump B. Replacing these values by looking at these columns because they would represent the work done by each pump. Ano po ang work done by A? It's 1/4 times x. Plus, ano po ang work done ni B? It's 1/12 times x. Now, the question is, what's the total work to be done? Ilan bang tanks ang kailangan nilang i-fill up? Of course, we know that there's only one tank, therefore, we write 1 here. It's one tank to be filled up by these two. This now is what we call the working equation. It's something that we need to solve. Now, there are many ways of solving for x here. But the most efficient is, as you can see, we have fractions. Our aim is to remove these denominators. Remember from our past lessons, to remove this denominator, one way is to multiply by their LCD. What is the LCD of 4 and 12? We know it's 12. And what do you do with 12? We multiply 12 to both the left side of the equation and the right side. And recall, why can we do that? Because whatever you multiply sa left, you multiply dapat din sa right so that they would still be equal. It's the multiplication property of equality. Now, simplifying, we have 12 times 1, it's 12. The left side of the equation done. Now, 12 should be distributed to both terms here. So 1/4 x times 12, 12 divided by 4 is 3. Therefore, this is 3x. Plus 1 over 12 times 12, we cancel 12, we only have 1x left, or x. As you can see, by multiplying both the left side and the whole right side by the LCD, we were able to remove our problematic denominators, and we have simplified this to this equation. Now, simplifying and solving, 3x plus 1x is 4x, and it's equal to 12. Dividing both sides by 4, cancel 4, we end up with just x, and it's equal to 12 over 4, or 3. But then, we have to go back to the problem so that we know what we're looking for. The question is, how long can they fill the empty tank? We're looking for the time. And take note, the time is represented by x. So we have solved x already. So let me write here. The time to fill up the empty tank is represented by x, which is equal to 3. And using the units, we have hours. So in 3 hours, both pumps A and B can fill up the empty tank. Now, do these values compute? Example, let's analyze. Kung si pump A lang, kaya niyang i-fill up in 4 hours. Kung si pump B lang, kaya niyang i-fill up in 12 hours. If they work together, we are expecting that they will be able to fill up the empty tank faster compared sa isa sa kanila. In this case, the answer is 3 hours, which is faster than just A and faster than just B. Our answer is most probably correct. A time that is faster than pump A and pump B.